The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Donald Trump is now the 47th president of the United States. He returned to power after an unprecedented comeback last November. Today, Trump began reshaping American institutions by signing a number of executive actions on immigration and several other key areas at a stadium filled with supporters. Tonight, there are a number of inauguration balls all across the U.S. Capitol. Many Bahamians are in attendance. We catch up with a few of them at the top of tonight's show. Also tonight is Transport and Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis eyeing the deputy position in the PLP. Those talks have been going about not so quietly for weeks now. So what's the real story? And former Prime Minister and Kalani MP Dr. Hubert Minnis says he is running in the 2026 general election. This without getting that much talked about tap on the shoulder. Y'all remember that Michael Pintard said he tapped a few people? Well, Dr. Minnis didn't get none of that. Well, we'll ask him exactly what he's talking about. It's a loaded show on tap for you tonight. Pull up a chair. This is going to be a good one. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, tonight there are parties across Washington, D.C. Among the celebrants are Bahamians, many of them who live in the United States and many who traveled to Washington just for this occasion, the inauguration of Donald Trump. Joining me right now at the top of tonight's show is Sonles Martin. He is a Grand Bahama native who lives now in Miami, Florida. He also is an executive at the Port of Miami. He joins me live from Washington, D.C. this evening, where he attended today's inauguration and now, of course, is at, I think, outside one of the balls that's happening there. Good evening to you, Sonles.
Good evening, Shanique. How you doing tonight?
I am doing well, thank you. How are you? Did you make it in, or are you still in your vehicle trying to get through?
I'm still in the vehicle trying to get through. There's a lot of gridlock, because as you could imagine, there's balls everywhere, so it's a lot of gridlock, so I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, so listen, let's just talk about this. The state of Florida voted overwhelmingly in Trump's favor. How special is this night and Trump's victory for you and the people in your circle?
You know, it's a historic victory. I mean, Florida is certainly at play, largely from the appointments on the federal level, on the state level, and also on the local level. So it's celebrations happening, all through Florida.
Now, what are some of the highlights of President Trump's inauguration speech today, and what are you looking forward to him fulfilling most?
Well, I'm kind of sort of keeping my eye mostly on the foreign policy side, and of course the secretary is from Florida as well, former Senator Marco Rubio. So just really want to follow his policies, and of course, everything rises and falls off a relationship. So just following that, advocating for what's best. Because again, my sort of line of work is really on the Latin America and the Caribbean. So of course, just want to see, because there's been a lot of talks about tariffs, and he has did a lot of threat about different tariffs. And so just kind of sort of following that very, very closely, because of course it affects day in and day out the work that I do.
Now, there are, and I know you're active as well in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. You have run for office on the local government level. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a small position I had ran for a committeeman, I think probably 3-4 years ago, within the Republican Party of Miami-Dade County. Won it, served it, and currently just kind of sort of helping out as much as I can.
Are you inspired now? Trump has gone on record saying this comeback and the significance of it, just how I guess convincing it was, should be an inspiration to everyone. Are you inspired to continue along that trek in the Republican Party?
It is historical to say the least. what stuck out to me was the ease of transfer of power. You know, as we all know, you know, what happened a couple of years back. But just to see the amount of law enforcement and the various different agencies around the country that merged just to make this peaceful, that in itself was certainly breathtaking, to say the least. But certainly do have aspirations. But right now, just play my role.
You have been attending balls since Saturday evening. You attended one last evening. Tell us about those balls and also the one that you're trying to make your way to this evening.
Yes, I have. Yesterday I was at the Black Confederate Federation ball last night. It was pretty much most of the Black Republicans throughout the country, very well attended from Congressman Brian Donalds, you had the Senator Tim Scott, so it was very well attended, the balls. And it was just a matter of just showing support, coming out here and just celebrating. Because again, what happened, many people doubted it, and it was monumental what took place, this election. So definitely want to just, go ahead.
Speaking of monumental, I heard President Trump single out many various ethnicities, among them Black Americans, and looking out for them in particular, as well as other nationalities. But I want to talk about how Black people showed up across the United States. Why do you suppose he was more appealing this time, or the Republican message was more appealing to them this time?
You know, when we break it down to the common denominator, everybody looking for a better quality of life. You know, even when you look at some of the entertainers that perform and people didn't know till the day of at that crypto ball, I mean, the first thing everybody was saying, hey, I mean, they got a call, they work on sales, they gave them opportunity to make some money. So at the end of the day, if he provides that opportunity, irrespective of, I guess, his demeanor or how he's viewed, people are taking advantage of that because everybody's trying to make a better quality of life for themselves and their families.
Yeah, so listen, I thank you very much. You've always been a friend to the show. You watch just about every evening from Miami, and you let us know, certainly. So we thank you for being an avid viewer of Beyond the Headlines and letting us know when you enjoy the show. And of course, the fact that you in Washington this evening speaking with us, thank you very much. And hey, enjoy the ball.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Continue the great work.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to kind of bring things local. However, we have some more people in Washington. In fact, I think they're making their way to the ball. A number of executives, media executives. We're hoping to get them in as well. What's happening? It's gridlock there. It's a lot of security there. So it might happen as well as it might not. But hey, we're live. So we're certainly making room for that. But when we come back, did you all see that ad? I mean, a full-page ad in one of the dailies. What does it mean? Who you all think did it? Who did it? That's what I want to know. Who did it? Who paid the $3,000+ for that full-page ad? This is Beyond the Headlines. We're backward after this.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Bahamas, are you ready? 2025! Keep the Bible Live Music Group present KB. Boy, you don't know me yet.
It's KB
and friends. The Boatman Show.
All you rake and scrape lovers out there, Saturday, February 1st, Keep the Bible Live Music Group invites you out to enjoy some Bahamian culture with KB and Friends in concert, The Boatman Show.
Saturday, February 1st at the Farm, Marshall Road.
Can't wait to see you there.
The legendary KB and Friends. Gino D. Colin McDonald. We're restoring the Spank Man, the Falcons, Ancient Man, Mama Dish, Shine, 242 and more.
KB and Friends in concert at the Farm, Marshall Road, Saturday, February 1st.
Tickets on sale at the Beauty Shack. Both location, General 50, VIP 80. And for the Platinum fans, exclusive skyboxes are available. Gates open at 7 p.m. For more info, call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Let's keep the vibe alive.
On behalf of the entire flight crew and Western Air, we hope that you enjoyed your flight and we look forward to serving you in the near future.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. I think that Justin just told me we're going to go back to Washington now. We have joining me Debbie Bartlett, who is making her way along with a team of other executives to another ball, inauguration ball. As I said, there are several balls across the U.S. Capitol this evening. Debbie, are you there?
I am, and listen, we have entered, as President Trump said, this golden age. Isn't it amazing? I have some of the most amazing people with me, and beyond the celebration of the inauguration of the 45th and the 47th president, it is the relationships. I have a new family, and two of them are right here with us. And listen, we got a bonus, Bahamas. What is the bonus? Two good-looking fellas. Because what really is here is the global community. We have people flying in from Nigeria, from all parts of Africa, from South America. We are driving and meeting people from just different countries, and there seemed to be this spirit of unity. And you know what is also very amazing? I just had a talk with somebody the other day. I said, well, why are you supporting Trump? I'm not here for Trump. I'm here for the business. So we have a lot of people who are here. I want you to meet two of the business leaders, generationally successful young men, one from Nigeria and one is a Jew from the United States. He said, not Washington.
Washington, D.C. originally, now Los Angeles.
Oh, Lord, I got to get this phone sorted out. Yeah,
originally Washington, D.C., and now in Los Angeles, and it's wonderful to be back in the nation's capital for this special weekend celebration.
So I know you want to ask him why he's here.
So I'm here to celebrate what I feel is a return to common sense, a return to meritocracy, and a celebration of people from not only all over the country, but all over the world with a similar vision and similar desire to work hard, to pursue excellence, to do what is right. And again, the return to common sense. It's amazing how far the pendulum has swung in, what might be considered the wrong direction. So there's also a great sense not only of joy, but of relief this weekend too. And it's just been a wonderful collection of the most amazing people and some new friends for life.
That's it. I'm going to let you meet our other African Nigerian leader here. Say hello to the Bahamas.
Hello, guys. It's a wonderful pleasure having this opportunity to speak with you guys. It's so much fun and joy here, and for so many reasons. Because we have witnessed a fundamental change in how governance is done, and we believe that for us across the continent in Africa, we've always been kind of looking for new opportunities to do a different type of business, one that is not dependent on aid, but more on strategic partnerships that will benefit both countries. And I believe that Trump represents that, and in his America First program, I believe that it has a lot we have a lot to benefit from it as well.
I think it's very interesting and very important to also know their backgrounds, because these are all very successful business people. We're in the back room. We had to find a place because I'm sorry, the background is so boring, but the volume is just so much. And you hear about traffic jams. We're talking about human jams. Listen, it's like shoulder to shoulder. But I think it's important, Shanique, to allow Max and Linus to just tell a little bit about their background, because the diversity in skill and leadership is just amazing and incredible. I'm so particularly proud that we are here, but I'm here as a guest, not as a reporter, and we are really witnessing the energy of this oneness, USA, patriotism. And I listened that there are several common themes of dreaming again, being strong again, USA, talking about the immigration, the illegal immigration, and a lot of the leaders want, and the people generally want, the cost of living to be reduced. Speak to that for a minute, but also tell them who you are.
100%. So I'm in the commercial real estate business, and we own apartment buildings and shopping centers. And I feel like when our business is executed at the highest level, it's creating win-win-wins for everyone. So with shopping centers, if we do a great job, it's great for the customer, it's great for the retail tenants, and it's great for us as the landlord. And similarly with apartments, we're providing a place to live, and we want our tenants to be happy. And if they're happy, they're going to stay in the buildings, and they're going to help make the building successful. So we see our business as a way to create win-win and win-win-wins, depending if it's the apartments or the shopping centers. And if we're allowed to do what we do at the highest level, it's just great for everyone. And that's without government getting in the way. And again, that's something that we're very excited about with this new regime. We feel like we can use our expertise to create wins, create profit, but create great places for people to live and also shop.
All right. So I run a company called Delio Group, and we are pretty much one of the largest media and technology owners on the continent of Africa. And we have been building capacity for young creatives all across the continent. And if you observe in today's inauguration, what was amazing was the fact that you will find the representation of technology giants that were present today. It's an indication of the kind of attention that will be played in the area of technology. And for us, knowing that we have a population of so many young Africans who are looking for new ways to take advantage of new technologies in AI and all of that, we believe that there is a synergy of some sort that we can benefit from a great deal. And so we believe very strongly that a lot of the attention that is placed on creatives across the continent will really recreate an engine for development all across the continent. So I think it's a wonderful pleasure to witness this inauguration and to see ways in which these partnerships could actually be built.
We have seen CNN Inside Africa. Do you have something to do with Inside Africa?
Yes, I mean, when CNN pretty much started doing a lot of their work on the continent, we played a very huge role in promoting loads of content, original content coming from the continent on the platform for companies and governments looking to maximize the visibilities on the platform. We played a huge role in doing that. But what was important for us was the fact that we saw an opportunity to use young creatives who otherwise would have had a lot of their craft outsourced from other countries to produce TVCs at the time for them. And this was one of the reasons why one of the companies we set up was set up, you know, just to see how the energies and talents of these young people could be used to create products that could compete anywhere else in the world. And so I don't know how much you know about Nigeria, but I mean, we're a strong filmmaking industry, and we have some of the best talents you'll find anywhere in the world. All right.
Okay, what did you say?
Thank you so much. I have been told I have to go to a break since like a few minutes ago, but I am so pleased to meet those gentlemen and to see who is in the room coming from Nigeria and Africa and representing media network. And of course, Max, I think his name is, empowering Americans to live better. Everybody, the theme obviously in each ball and each space, Debbie, is Make America Great Again. I thank you gentlemen so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the ball. Thank you both very much. Thank you. Thank you. This is Beyond the Headlines. I told you we would bring it to you live. Just a little peek of what's happening there in Washington right now. A number of Bahamians linking hands and celebrating alongside persons from across the world and of course across the United States. Now when we come back, we're going to bring it all back home because we got a lot to talk about today. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're back right after this.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, buddy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow Bahamian businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, Mike? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do? What does do? Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Bahamas, are you ready? 2025. Keep the Bible Live Music Group present KB. Boy, you don't know me yet.
It's KB
and friends. The Boatman Show.
All you rake and scrape lovers out there, Saturday, February 1st, Keep the Bible Live Music Group invites you out to enjoy some Bahamian culture with KB and Friends in concert, The Boatman Show.
Saturday, February 1st at the Farm, Marshall Road.
Can't wait to see you there.
The legendary KB and Friends. Gino D. Colin McDonald. Irish Store in the Spank Band. The Falcons, Ancient Man, Mama D. Shine 242 and more.
KB and Friends in concert at the Farm, Marshall Road, Saturday, February 1st.
Tickets on sale at the Beauty Shack. Both location, General 50, VIP 80. And for the Platinum fans, exclusive skyboxes are available. Gates open at 7 p.m. For more info, call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Let's keep the Bible alive.
It's the most luckiest time of the year. There'll be things that are spinning and cash prizes winning. Just Big Bang is here. It's the most luckiest time. Yes, the most luckiest time. Oh, the most luckiest time of the year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Island Luck.
Time of the year.
So you want a space But not just any space. We need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. I know you guys felt like you all won Washington for a moment. So I am very, very grateful to, of course, Sonless Martin at the top of the show, then Debbie Bartlett with two of those gentlemen there, one from Nigeria, both businessmen successful, happy in their own right and for their own reasons. One of them said common sense has returned, and this is what many people are saying. I'm going to bring in the Beyond the Headlines contributors right now. Welcome to the show, Leslie Miller and Ellington Ferguson. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. I don't know if you all had a chance to watch, as the world did, the inauguration, and then, of course, that first inauguration speech by Donald Trump. But just very quickly, before we get into our own business here in the Bahamas, your thoughts on how today played out, and then right to business. I mean, with signing in a stadium full of supporters, just signing some executive actions.
Good evening, my dear. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Certainly it's a pleasure to be here. Thought you were going to just continue on. Go ahead.
I think it was a hell of a day for the United States of America. President Trump is now the new president of the United States, his second time around. One of the first men in history to win one, lose one, and come back again. So you got to congratulate him. I was very surprised and delighted with his speech today, especially concerning minorities and black Americans. He seems to have turned the page and become much more effective in getting them to see America in a different light if he comes through with the pronouncements that he made today. You know, I'm sort of taken aback by what's going to happen to those places who, in the United States now, many of them illegally,
should have not
who have been there for the last set of generations. I think it'd be a little rough, even on Bahamians who are there, without proper documentation. But the world will wait and see what's going to happen. This is going to be a hell of a 4 years, I'll tell you that. The world is never going to see what's going to what's going to take place in the United States and around the world. It'll be very, very interesting. The Middle East, be watching that very closely. Be watching the Caribbean, with the migrants who you want to send them to some country. We'll see what happens there. It's going to be a fascinating time. We only hope for the best that World War III doesn't present himself upon us.
Well, he's doing what we want to do, and what we in the Bahamas have been reluctant to do for decades.
Absolutely.
And that's clean house.
Yeah, you're doing it. You see what happens.
I think, Shanique, once again, there's a tremendous amount of energy and buzzing going on in Washington and the United States at large, and in many cases, the world at large, to the new President Donald Trump once again sitting in the White House. I think you're seeing Americans are becoming fired up. They're becoming enthused. And hopefully the other parties, the Democrat, would look at what American is saying. And that's one of their big issues. They were so focused on Donald Trump and not necessarily the American people. I think now, if they're going to be able to come back and strong in the next election, they've got to look at what it is the American people is saying, what it is the American people wants, what it is that makes America great. And this is right why President Trump was being attacked. This is the things that he was speaking to, making America great, as should any leader of any country, as should it the Bahamas or any other nation. It should be about, first of all, making the Bahamas great and great for Bahamians. And that is what Donald Trump spoke to, making America great, making it great for America. He talked about the things that touch and reach America. One of the things that they talked about is making America energy strong again. And America, I've got to go at the same thing I think the Bahamas need to do. Energy is the basis. If we can get energy right, and that is what they're going to do. They're opening up well fields. What you're seeing now, even the wars that are going on around the world, you're seeing a lull, and people are in high anticipation and eager to see the next move of President Donald Trump. He came to office and immediately he spoke to the things that he spoke of on the campaign trail. He talked about bringing down the cost of living. Of course, they've already recognized that that's not going to be
what the focus on energy is all about.
Absolutely,
to help
absolutely.
ensure that happens.
And they recognize it's not going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3.
No.
But he stated clearly that he's committed to it. He's committed to securing the border. He continued to speak to that. He spoke to it in his speech today. He also, prior to him being signed in, he said with the issue in the Gaza, he said, listen, on the day that I am signed in as president, if those hostages are not released, all hell will break loose.
He can slaughter some of them?
You saw?
Slaughter some of them?
He will go and get the American people that was in there. And that is what America has always been about. And that is what the America to be about. Americans looking out for Americans. And you holding my people, I will do whatever it is to take to get my people. That's what he spoke to. And as he spoke to it, you saw hostage released. And I look at that as a bold leader, a leader who get things done, get results done. I am confident that you're going to see a drastic change in the war with Russia and Ukraine. You're going to see some change in the Middle East. You're going to see some change with some of the stuff that Iran and those has been doing. Okay? And so this is very good news for America. I believe as they become a leader in energy, a force in energy in the world, like they said that they're going to do, you're going to see the cost of living because everything is based on energy. The movement of goods and services throughout the country, that's energy, okay? And once these things happen, you begin to see the cost of living taper off. And then what the trickle-down
effect will be is to the Bahamas and the region.
Absolutely.
Really,
absolutely.
Yeah, really awesome.
Because we would then... don't let us forget the environmental impact that's going to cause havoc on the United States at some point in time. They already have LNG, natural gas. They in fact produce more than most of the world. So they're doing a hell of a lot of job with LNG. Why you want to go back to fossil fuel is beyond me. For crude oil.
Well, the truth,
beyond me.
The truth about it is
any cheaper.
The truth
about
LNG
it is much cheaper than oil, eh?
LNG will continue to be used. The truth about it is, as we develop these new forms of energy, right for the foreseeable future, fossil fuel will be with us.
Well, I'll tell you this: he certainly gained major points. You would think he was running all over again. When he reinstated TikTok, the countries, the United States say, let's vote for this man all over again. No, it's active now. Americans are back on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I say for
Shanique, what you saw there
is,
you remember the guy that Debbie was talking to, and many Americans speak to it, common sense governance. Yes, they understood the security issues about with China owning TikTok from their government perspective. But President Trump come in and say, no, we're going to give them some time so that we can get this together. Don't just shut it down just like that.
Middle ground somewhere.
Common sense governance.
But I want us to get to see.
What he's asking for is a 50%.
Well, that's what he is, and we'll see where that goes. And we'll see. But I'll tell you, it looked like everybody, listen, Trump looked like he is the blessed of the Lord. Because why everybody just moving? In fact, the TikTok CEO who has his own TikTok account no longer has, I forgot his name, TikTok CEO. He just has TikTok. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I want to come home. I want to come home because we got so much to talk about right here. Political mudslinging, mischief, or is there truth to the lingering rumors that there are issues in the PLP for the number 2 position? What's being described as political mudslinging came today in the form of a full-page ad in one of the dailies, and it caused quite a stir in the political arena. We get the story from Linton Ritchie Jr., and then we discuss.
A full-page advertisement in today's Tribune has ignited discussions across the political landscape. The ad, titled, open quote, "Joe Beth for Deputy," close quote, has raised speculation about whether the Minister of Energy and Transport could be positioned as the next deputy leader of the governing Progressive Liberal Party. But where does that leave current Deputy Leader Chester Cooper? Cooper was quick to shut down the speculation today, telling reporters he isn't moved by the advertisement.
So there's no concern for you?
Absolutely none.
For many, the ad also begs the question, who is behind this attempt to stir political controversy? PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell concluded the ad is nothing more than, open quote, political mischief by the F&M, close quote, and criticized the Tribune for being, open quote, unethical, close quote, in publishing it. But the opposition's chairman, Dr. Dwayne Sands, strongly denied the claims, stressing that the F&M's hands are clean.
We have no idea who put the ad in the paper. It is certainly not anything that we would have arranged.
Sands added that the ad highlights what he sees as unrest within the PLP.
That said, it speaks to the level of chaos and infighting within the Progressive Liberal Party.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Philip Davis took to his X account to clear the air, writing, open quote, the Deputy Prime Minister continues to have my full confidence and support as the Deputy Prime Minister and as the Deputy Leader of our party. The Minister of Energy and Transport is doing excellent work in her ministry, driving forward our country's first nationwide comprehensive energy reforms to bring down electricity prices and strengthen our grid for reliability and resilience. Close quote. Cooper echoed the Prime Minister's confidence, telling reporters he remains focused on the party's agenda and not on political propaganda.
We've laid out a plan and our blueprint for change. We have 2 more years to go, and I will be resolutely focused on the work that the Bahamian people and the Progressive Liberal Party has asked me to perform on their behalf.
As for the opposition,
why they won't call our name is beyond me. But, I got some popcorn, and I'm smiling and laughing and watching this all play out.
Eyewitness News understands that the ad's publication came with a hefty price tag, $900. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
$100?
So listen, how much was the ad?
Well, not
the
28.
Tribune. I mean, not that paper. Listen to me, gentlemen, what's happening? I don't know if this is the kind of distraction the PLP needs. And should the Prime Minister have just come out and say, listen, there is no race, interest, or the deputy is the deputy, and that's exactly what we're doing and who we have headed into 2026, versus how he sort of, played it safe.
Honestly, Shanique, I think the PM didn't handle this well. I think a few weeks ago, he knows quite well what's going on in the social media networks. He spoke to it and asked PLPs to stop the bickering. I think that was, from the Prime Minister, a little too vague for who was involved. 2 of his biggest people in his cabinet. I think we knew, the whole Bahamas knew, all of the people on the social networks who's fighting for either one, either defending or fighting for. We know who all those persons are. I think right then, first of all, the PM should call those persons in, the 2 leaders, to ensure whether they actively have these persons, or these persons are doing it on their own initiative, or they really do.
Oh, you mean the nastiness playing out on social media?
Yes. Make sure that these persons, the 2 ministers whose name involved in it, is not actively involved in putting these persons out there to work for them. And a number of these persons are strong PLPs, and so the Prime Minister had all within his purview to call these persons in. What's going on? Why this is playing on social media? Instead of that, it's not done. He made a vague statement. You all stop fighting. You all stop bickering.
But can the Prime Minister control political mischief?
With persons that are involved close in his party? Yes, of course. He have the power to call them in and speak to it. First, like I said, ensure between the 2 members that they're not involved in this. And once he determined that, then speak to these people who are really generals within the party.
It has been brewing too long, Leslie.
It has been brewing too long. And once you let it through, whoever is putting that in the dailies now is taking advantage of the narrative and creating the mischief, because you fail to deal with the narrative ahead of this. So now this is taking the lead now, and it's looking bad on the party. It's going to create a fraction. Obviously, it's going to create a fraction, and it's going to probably end up stirring bad blood between your ministers. I hope it don't, but it could cause that.
Let me say to begin with, it's a beautiful picture of Jobette Colby. I love the picture. These fractions always...
She's a beautiful person.
Here and there. I don't see any problems really within the party as far as the structure goes, as far as who is the leader of the party. Many persons in the PLP aspire to leadership positions. But those positions are contested at when we have our convention. There'll be a convention this year again. Of course, we're going to be too late to try to take anyone out of their positions that they have now, the elections being so close in the next 18 to 24 months. I believe that persons who are not in the PLP probably paid for that ad because it helps them by focusing on this young lady.
So what are you trying to say, the FNM or COI
her opponents could easily try to derail her own campaign by pushing her towards this deputy spot. She's never spoken to me. Said that she had an interest in being a deputy, lead up the Progressive Liberal Party. I take what our chairman say is political mischief by the FNM and others who wish to have a faction that's going to take place in the PLP, but I assure you, all is on board with the PLP. Both of those persons are good representatives. Certainly, JoBeth Colby has no problems in her constituency, I can tell you that.
They are good representatives.
I was in her area for the last few months.
Leslie, they are good.
She's solid as a rock in there.
Leslie,
are
they good representatives?
Yes, she is one of the best representatives.
Does the Deputy Prime Minister and Deputy Leader enjoy the support of the PLP?
I would say he enjoys support, a faction of support of the PLP. He's not as well known as JoBeth Colby is, being a regular PLP and one who knows the ins and outs of the PLP, but we'll see what happens. But I don't see any fight that's going to take place between those two persons.
I don't understand why.
Well, I don't want you all to go further with that because we got enough time to talk about that, because if the FNM is behind that, then they got their own issues to deal with, eh? Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says he expects to be a candidate in the next general election and plans to continue representing Killarney. This despite the fact that the FNM has yet to announce any candidates. Why are they taking so long though, yo? What y'all think? Because they say they have over 100 people interested. His comments come after FNM leader Michael Pintard told reporters that every one of the dozens of aspirants must go through a training process, and Minnis ain't been turning up to none. He has not turned up to no training process.
Is he going to turn up to some himself? Because Minnis appointed him in his cabinet.
Also, Pintard,
he has been in the same program.
It's Pintard. I want
many of his fellows don't want no part of him.
But it's Pintard,
A lot of them don't want no part of him. He's in trouble, and he knows he's in serious trouble with
what you're trying to say, because I heard other people...
He's in serious trouble in the FNM.
Well, let's say you can't throw that out like that just
and Dwayne Sands would be there to take him out with the support of Hubert and Alexander Ingram.
Leslie Ellington, is Leslie being mischievous? Is Leslie being mischievous? Because what we heard, and I asked about it, but no, we heard there were meetings, and the meetings were to get another individual as head of the FNM.
Yes.
But in any event,
and Cartwright in the race.
Which Cartwright?
Cartwright, who is not an MP for St. Barnabas, who is heading now, I understand, either to in Long Island, or he's heading up to Freetown. One of those places, because his presence is not felt right now in his current constituency.
Cartwright?
Yes, not felt right now.
In St. Barnabas?
In St. Barnabas?
Right now. Yes,
really?
Yeah, I can tell you that.
When did he lose traction?
He lost some traction between December and now.
It's a lot that has been...
A month?
A couple of months. He hasn't been seen in there.
Listen to me.
I can tell you that I was just in there last week, Dave and I.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Is this a report, y'all? Is this a report with Dr. Minnis? Or by SOT?
Minnis ain't get a nomination, man.
What do you mean Minnis ain't get...
Fellas, finish with Minnis. Listen, Minnis is my buddy, my friend. Minnis put those guys in cabinet, they were all backstabbers. He knew that. He took a chance, and they're going to take him out. He will not get... Could you imagine the former Prime Minister of the country not get a nomination?
No.
That's as low as you can go.
It's a travesty.
And that's what they want to do, is degrade his image to such an extent that he'll never get involved in politics again.
But why is he hanging around to be embarrassed then?
Because he was just a former Prime Minister. That's just the kind of cutthroat you got in the FNM. Who wants to take him out, especially the current leader?
But what do you all think about this? Dr. Minnis is hugely popular still in Killarney.
He has a lot of support, not in Killarney. He has a lot of support in the FNM. He has probably more support than the current leader of the FNM.
Oh?
Except maybe in Grand Bahama.
He's popular in Grand Bahama?
I say except, maybe exception of Grand Bahama.
I'm asking you, Pintard is popular in Grand Bahama?
Not really, but whatever little support he has, Minnis can probably equal his support.
To try and push Dr. Minnis out of Killarney, I think is ill-advised right now. That is a fight that the Free National Movement does not need. That is a secure seat. I think as we get closer to election, with all of the misgivings of the Progressive Liberal Party, maybe Pintard feel now he got it all in his hands, so he can do whatever he wants. I don't think that's a good move, because waiting on the default position may not quite happen, because the PLP has a lot of months that they can put some things together. I think the FNM has its own fight going in. Yes, they went in the convention and Pintard won overwhelmingly, but it never was all well. It never was still all together. And there's still a strong faction within the Free National Movement who's still trying to feel a leader, Honorable Mr. Michael Pintard. They're still trying to feel him, and they're still trying to figure out what is he about, where is he going, where is he taking the party. There's not been a clear direction or vision for the Free National Movement at this point. All we have is the...
Well, what does he need to do, though? My God, he's been a leader now for a minute. What does he need to do to be felt?
He speaks on every issue.
You hear people talking about, number one, at this point, they don't even know who their members of parliament going to be. You don't hear a clear vision as to what the FNM is putting forth as it relates to the government preparedness to lead the country. You hear only the criticism of what the Progressive Liberal Party is doing, not necessarily let the Bahamian people see this is a party that is ready. You know what? Let's take a look at the Free National Movement. I hear what they're saying. I see what they're putting forth, and I think this will be a better choice for us. People are not hearing that from Mr. Pintard at this point, at this juncture.
Leslie, you have anything to add?
I just believe that it's unfortunate that the former Prime Minister is not going to get a nomination due to the fact that the current leader don't really want him around. I don't want to be in the same room with him. And we're going to see what's going to happen. The public, he still has a lot of public support within the Free National Movement. And I dare say if push was to come to shove, he'd probably get more votes than Pintard, but we should see what happens. That's their problem. I'm not interested in their problems. I just wish my buddy all the best.
You don't
and
need,
my cousin.
You don't need the people in Killarney to be upset with you for taking away their man. You don't need them to stay home from you, okay? Because that could spell disaster, like Leslie says.
Yeah, but in the last election, 35% of Bahamians didn't vote.
So you got to be very careful of that. You got to know what fights to take and when to take them. This is not a fight that the Free National Movement need right now.
Well, we certainly will see, Dr. Minnis. I thought we had a report here, but I saw in the newsroom, we were looking at it and obviously discussing it. He looked fit. He looks fit to go another round. He seems to have maybe slimmed down a bit and getting battle ready, or election ready. Certainly, and of course, I'll tell you this thing between Joe Beth and Chester Cooper, Joe Beth Colby Davis and Chester Cooper, if there is nothing to it, you all need to extinguish whatever that is, that's those embers that can quickly spark.
Some nasty stuff is going on social media as it relates
social
to
media, social media.
And that is public?
As it relates to who?
That is the public, where the public get their information and their news from. That's where they go. So it just needs to be dealt with. Unfortunately now, the Progressive Liberal Party is chasing the narrative. They didn't get ahead of the narrative.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I thank you both very, very much. Of course, I thank our guests who are in Washington, D.C. We were happy to speak with them. They're headed now to many of the balls that are taking place at this very moment. They're in Washington, D.C. The balls, of course, to celebrate the inauguration of President Donald Trump, 47th President of the United States. We spoke with a few of them at the top of tonight's show. And then, of course, this wonderful Hot Topics panel, my wonderful contributors, Leslie Miller, Ellington Ferguson, getting on the issues, because listen, they didn't vote. The U.S. didn't vote.
Oh, yes.
They don't vote, yeah.
We gearing up to vote, and we can see exactly how this theater is now playing out.
Push is coming to shove.
Push is now coming to shove. Leslie, we can talk about who pushing and who shoving in a coming show very, very soon. But listen, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Thank you all so much for tuning in this evening. We certainly enjoyed having you along, and we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening.
Stay strong.